Our next topic to discuss is TNA. Now, all of you foul-minded people out there, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a time and action calendar. TNA, what does that mean? It's where do we go, when do we do it, how long does it take, and when are we going to get it done? In simple terms. Setting up a time and action calendar at the beginning of a project jump-off is critical so as to determine the pace at which we hit all of the milestones that we have to hit before we get to the finish line. Now, some of you coming at me from scratch say, I want my line in 6 months, I want a production-ready schedule, I want my goods yesterday. I always take issue with that because rushing anything is a recipe for disaster. And I'm known to pull off miracles, and our team really jump through fire for anybody. But when we're starting off from scratch and we're establishing a new baseline for you, rushing is the last thing that I would ever want to sign up for. I certainly don't want to disappoint you, and I'd much rather under-promise you and over-deliver instead of the opposite. So what does a legitimate time and action calendar look like? In any reputable company, they're working off of a 12-month calendar, and they're designing a year in advance of their shipping window. We're not immune to certain things that do take time. Fabric lead times can be 60 to 90 days depending on the type of fabric that you've adopted. Some trim takes extraordinary amounts of time. Certain fabric treatments take an additional 30 days just because you want that special waterproof, breathable, wicking coating. So those things are unavoidable. So what I like to tell people when they come on board is that in reality, since the process typically takes about a year, that we reserve the first 6 months for strictly development, and the second half of the year is for production development. Once we're up and running in your first season, we're already knee-deep in development for the next season, so we're already straddling. So we can trim the fat as we go along, and we can streamline the process. But because you're doing this for the first time, and we're doing it with you for the first time, and you have a new product that doesn't have a history or a baseline to refer back to, we really have to be intelligent about how we run the process. It's really got to be a slow-moving train, and it has to be the methodical process in order to offset any of those deficiencies that we know that are going to come and hit us halfway through. So if you'll allow us to build it at the pace that we know we can deliver it to you in the best way possible, it will give us the best results.